Hello everyone, we are Human Transport. Our goal is to provide Canadian transporter with an efficient mobile application to support their mandatory transport documentation. I am Mansi. With me here I have Kaylee, Sana and Clark. We all are member of development team. Kaylee is our Scrum Master and Sana is Scrum product owner of our project. So far in Sprint 9, which runs for 2 weeks from March 9 to March 23rd, we are completing some leftover tasks like adding the ability to use photographs for cosign acknowledgement, search and form validation functionality, making GUI appear more professional and GUI cleanup to match prototypes, adding the ability to set default ATR so transporter do not need to write from scratch each time. Our project status is green because we have completed the first MVP. Now we are just adding some extra features in our application. There is still no transporter feedback. We are not likely to receive it in time. So we have chosen the design 2 because it was liked by our clients. Our future recommendations for the app include user or usability testing with a group of willing transporters. And now we are going to demo our application.
All right, so for the past week, I've been working on making GUI changes to our application. Since we decided to go for a design B from our hi-fi prototypes, we thought it would be a good idea to apply some color scheme, give it some colors and some format so it looks more similar to our prototype. So the first thing you'll see is a splash screen with our app icon, and it only runs for like 3 seconds or until the application is downloading basically. So the first thing you're gonna see is our splash screen that there it is. And the next thing that will open up is our welcome screen. As you can see, it's really simple, but the thing that we really wanted to do, it's like apply our some more images and more color to it, which I think is there, and it also matches our website, so that's a good thing. All right. So this is our home screen. As you can see, it's right now we don't have like more images, but user apparently what user will be able to do is they will be able to upload their image. They'll be able to edit by clicking on this tiny edit button. They'll be able to see their information and they'll be able to edit their account information. So the GUI changes, I'm just going to talk about the GUI changes that I've applied all throughout the application, which includes the app icon that you saw in our application splash screen. Basically, that's our app icon for iOS, and it works for both iOS and Android. And then the color that we choose are white, blue, and brown. It's really similar to our website. But yeah, we decided to keep the screen for forms really plain. It doesn't really have a lot of color. We thought it's a good idea because by applying more color, it might reduce the readability of the form. That's why we thought it would be a good idea to keep it simple.
When application is launched, this is the first screen you will see. Here you can click on sign in if you are already registered, or you can register for yourself first. I'm going to click on register. You can fill out your information. These 4 fields are required. If these are empty, then you will see this validation error. Now I already have an account, so I'm going to click on already have an account. This is our signing page, entering my email address and my password and sign in. So this is our home screen. Once you log in into your account, you will see this screen first, where you can create a new form, or you can choose active form, or you can go to the travel history page to uh, see any history of the travel. And if you want to log out, you can click on sign out and you will be log out from your account. So now if you want to reset your password, you can click on forgot password and then you can reset your password. I will show you this feature in next. Show you the password reset feature. This branch is yet to push into the master. I need to add some colors and some leftover cleanups before I merge into the master, so you won't see anything, any colors and images on this branch. So now I'm going to click on forgot password to reset my password, entering my email address. If it is successful, then you will see this a message that check your email account, and you will receive a link to reset your password at your email account. And I have just received my email. Now you can see here that I have received this link to reset my password. Now I'm going to enter my new password here. So that will be 123 123 and clicking on save. Okay, now going back to the sign in login page and entering my password here. Okay. And clicking on sign in. So you will see that I can able to log in into my my account.
So part of what I did this sprint was actually the modification of the animal transport record form. So in this case, when users now go to modify their form, they have the ability to validate how much of that form is complete, if they're missing any fields. Additionally, it also protects us from transporters maybe submitting a form that is incomplete. For example, let's have a look at this. Transporters have the option of changing information as is or just saving and exiting and not worrying about validation. If they want to know for sure that the information is valid, they have the option of using the save button. For example, if the information is already entered, we of course don't see the little validation error that says this is required because you've already got the information. So once a form no longer has all this red, of course it's valid. Not only does this particular subform need to be valid, but so do the rest. Something interesting in our form is that some of the elements are dynamic in the sense that a transporter could have them or could not have them. So we also have validation for these nested dynamic elements, as you can see. We've also added some updates to the ATR form, being that all the form fields now have a little outline and a little title. For example, you can see the title still. In addition, there is a little bit of confusion with this form. So we've added some signifiers that allow people to understand, okay, this button corresponds to this, and so forth. So people make less mistakes. There's still a little more love that needs to happen with this form. In particular, the text is kind of condensed. So we're going to add a little bit more space and maybe make it a little bit more obvious with some color. And an invalid form is, of course, invalid. This is also in progress. Some of the feedback we received prior was the addition of maybe a progress bar on the screen that shows which subsections of the form have been completed so far. And when we go to implement that feedback, we'll also change this sort of message you see that'll tell the transporter, okay, this section particularly is in need of some work or needs to be changed. But of course, they don't need to be submitted to be saved. So when we're done changing whatever we have left over, we can exit out. In addition to these changes, I also did a few changes with bug fixes. Something in particular is a previous application demo recording that you can see on our website has this bug where if I'm signed in, that when I close the application, that if I open it again, then I'm still signed in. In our demonstration, we were actually missing this behavior, but now it's been re-implemented and fixed. As you can see, we don't need the option to sign in again, for example, from this screen. We don't see it at all. And that's what I've completed this sprint.
Hello. So what I did for this sprint is two things. First, I created a database query that will allow user to upload images from their device. The query here will return a type string which will be the image URL. The image URL will then be used later on to fetch the images from the database. Second task I did is implement the account screen. I created two screens for this. First screen shown on the emulator here. First screen will be the screen that will display the current user's information. As you can see right now, it's human writer for the full name, phone number, and the email. The second screen I created is the screen that uh, will allow user to edit their current information. Um, so for instance like this one, and do note that all the changes here are going to be in real time, so meaning every changes here will be displayed right away. So save that, changes have been saved, and then there you go. As you can see, my last name is changed. This is going to be our sprint 10 outlook. So first is to finish the remaining minor implementation and appearance updates, do the closing documentation, the project poster that will be used for the project, project commercial, and finally the project presentation.
So lastly, for the project reflection, does the team feel on track? Yes, we do feel on track since we have completed all the major functionalities that we promised our clients. That includes to be able to create a form, submit it, visit all forms, share it with others that we do have through email, and also we do have PDF. So all the admin side of the application, all the major functionalities that are mentioned on our project documentation, project requirement documentations are there. So we feel on track. Right now, the only thing that we are left with are small fixes, some documentation, and some really small additions to our application, but the major MVP is done. What progress does the team feel good about? I would say we feel really good about the forms since the forms are now validated. So the one really big thing for us to be able to submit and retrieve form, and we also have validation thanks to Kelly. That was a huge thing, so I feel great about that. What barriers does the team feel is a current impediment to success? I would say time. We're really close towards the end, and since it's the end of semester, we have other midterms assignments. So I guess that's the only thing right now that's kind of preventing us from finished everything. But yeah, we are really close. We are almost done. We have almost everything completed. What help does the team require to move positively forward? Right now we don't need any help, but we know for sure that if we do need any help, we'll make sure to reach out to people. Other questions or concerns? We don't really have other questions at this time, but if you guys have or anyone have any question, please let us know. We'll make sure to answer it. Thank you.